Yeah, so we actually first met after we had both graduated from high school. I graduated from North Davison. She was at Central Davison, and the whole, our whole county at least goes to like a big senior beach week. All the young, kids in high school go on like a full week at beach week. And we met there out on the beach one day.
I was actually with one of my friends and I called dibs on Daniel at the beach, so that was how we first met.
And I remember one big thing, we were hung out on the beach every day after that, basically, and I just remember having a great time with her and playing cornhole with her, and we kept losing. And
we were really bad.
Yeah, we were not a good team for a cornhole, but like we were having a great time, and she was so positive, and I kind of realized, well, so yeah, when we started playing cornhole, we hung out on the beach a lot throughout the week, but during our cornhole game, the first one we played, we literally
probably the
lost.
second and the third and the fourth.
Yeah, every game we played, we lost.
Yeah.
But she's really athletic. I consider myself, somewhat of an athlete, but we just kept losing.
So it's a good thing that wasn't a representation of our relationship.
Yeah, but she had such a good attitude. Like as we were losing, she just still was having fun, like making me laugh, and continue to just have a good day with our awful cornhole abilities.
Yeah, I don't know. There was just something that, I don't know if I'd call it love at first sight, because that's kind of crazy, but I saw him and I called dibs. I said, I'm going to try to go for Daniel. And here we are.
Yep.
About to get married. So, I remember writing about it in my journal, which was kind of weird. I said I met this guy named Daniel, and I think we might last a while.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I'll have to show that to you.
Yeah, I don't get to read that much. I remember knowing of Ashley through some of my friends, and but really getting to know her on beach. We got to know each other really a lot at Beach Week, which I don't think it's known for that kind of stuff, honestly. But we had some really deep conversations and really got to know where we were in each other's lives and where we were individually in our own lives, and really connected, really on the deepest level I'd ever connected with somebody on. And when I left the beach, we went back home, I was like, dang, I really hope it didn't end right there. I hope we get to hang out more and just see one another, and because I want to learn more about who she is.
We had our first date after meeting at the beach was at Taco Bell, and Daniel was late.
Yeah, not by much, but I was definitely late. I was late.
So, again, good thing that wasn't a deal breaker. Yeah, so our first date at Taco Bell, I'm sitting in the parking lot, kind of waiting. First time we've seen each other since the beach, and Daniel, here he comes rolling in about 15 minutes late.
15? Was it 15? It may have been 15. I tried to be there on time, but
yeah, we sat in a little booth next to the window.
Yep, and I at that day I knew really how easy it was going to be to please her. She wasn't super picky and wasn't really particular with a lot of things.
That was before he got to know me.
Yeah, that was a little bit before I got to know her, but it's all good stuff.
Yeah, so we still love going to Taco Bell.
So one of our first, I feel like, major dates was we went to Hanging Rock State Park, and I love going outdoors and just being outside, and I know she does too, but I just remember us probably halfway through the trip, we were going on a pretty rough trail. It took a while to get there, probably an hour, honestly, to get up, just to get up to the site. And I could just tell she was over it on the way up.
I was not feeling it.
And we got to the top and she was exhausted. And I was too, but me trying to impress her, I was like, oh yeah, I'm good, let's keep going. But she was ready to be done, and I felt terrible at the top because we had to go all the way back down, and then we still had a 3-hour drive home.
But Daniel was really sweet, and he was encouraging me the whole time, so that's when I knew that I really liked him.
So yeah, we started dating, and throughout the summer we got to hang out with each other more, and I finally did the big step, brought her to my parents' house, and I will never forget. She made a great impression on my parents. She's just super kind. When you meet her, she's just a really incredibly kind person. But I will never forget the first night she came to meet my family, because we were eating this like really cheap meal. It's just like noodles and like canned chicken. Like it's good,
Really
but
good.
it's not like anything special. And she got seconds on her first night being in our house, and I was like, this is my kind of girl. I was like keep getting it. I mean, she wasn't scared to keep
Keep
eating and like not feeling like she was being a burden to anybody. And I knew that night. I was like, yeah, she's gonna be my girl.
Yeah, Daniel made a really great first impression. I only have a sister, so my dad's never known what it's like to have a son, and my mom either, but they just took Daniel right in. And my mom always says that my dad, he isn't much of a handyman, but she uses Daniel all the time to fix stuff around the house and outside and all that good stuff. So I know they just appreciate Daniel and love Daniel and couldn't ask for better.
So obviously that's, well, to me that's something that's really important. And I know that her sister's husband asked obviously beforehand, and it's kind of just something you do. As far as I grew up, like that's just something you do. And so I asked him to go eat at East Coast Wings with me one night, and he knew what was coming, I think. But we got there, and like I was beyond nervous, because that's a big thing, like his youngest daughter, his baby, like being given away to some guy. And so I was so nervous. I felt like I had to like show him I was like the best man in the world. But we got there, and like we just had a good conversation, and probably like halfway through he stopped me and was like, okay, why are we really here, Daniel? After we'd like done small talk for like 20 minutes, he was like, why are we really here? And so obviously I talked to him about how I was gonna treat our marriage, and I said, it's definitely a biblical base. We're gonna keep that as the forefront of our marriage. And he started getting a little teary-eyed when we were talking about me marrying Ashley and like living together and all that stuff. And I could tell how much he loved her, and like how hard it was for her to like how hard it was for him to like let her go, kind of like in that sense. But he said yeah, so that's good, because I was nervous. I was nervous. He's an amazing guy. Like he's really, I'm not gonna say soft-spoken, but he's really like cool, calm, collected kind of person. And as soon as I asked him, he was like, oh, absolutely, yes. Like he gave me some really encouraging words and like really good advice as well. But I look up to him a lot. His name's Brad. I look up to him a lot. So it was good being able to talk to him in that mature way.
I think he's always prayed for me to meet someone like Daniel. So.
Yeah.
I think he couldn't be happier with the person I'm gonna marry.
And I love him so much. He's really taught me a lot about just relationship and relationship with Christ, and like having a faith, like what that looks like. So he's a good role model to have in our life for sure.
You're crying.
Oh yeah, I'm tearing up a little bit. Decided to propose. Well, first of all, I had a trip to Charleston planned, like with my family, and obviously she was gonna go. I was gonna do it there, because Charleston's obviously a beautiful place, and I remember her saying that one time. She's like, that'd be a cool place to get engaged. Hint, hint. But unfortunately, there was a hurricane that came through right during that time, and she was super, super busy with school. Like it was her first year of kindergarten. Teaching kindergarten. And she was just a little stressed that weekend, so it wasn't the best. So a couple weekends later, I was like, you know what, I can't wait any longer. Like, let's just do it in my parents' basically pasture. And there's some row of pine trees. And so with my mom and sister's help, I strung up some like pictures of us just through the years, like our first date kind of thing, and up and through like graduation. And I had like a little blanket down with some like champagne and stuff. And I walked her out there, and as soon as we went outside, she knew it was happening. She was surprised when it happened, but she knew it was coming that day. And yeah, we went out to those row of pine trees, and I just kind of talked her through everything we had been through, and kind of where we were now, and how confident I was with her at that point, and still, everything leading up to it.
Daniel started crying after about a minute, so it was really sweet.
Beforehand, I was like, I'm not gonna cry, like I'm gonna say all my words, I'm like, get it out right. But when I was walking through those pictures, like it just hit me, and I started bawling, and it was, I didn't expect to, but I did. I'm usually not that emotional, but I was that day for sure.
Whenever he pulled the ring out of he pulled the ring out of his boot, and he opened it up like upside down.
So it was sticking like that way instead of sticking up straight. It was
Yeah.
sticking out, and she, you know, she probably knew that as soon as it happened that she was like, "Oh my gosh, what am I doing?" But she said yes, even though it was upside down and it didn't look right. But
No, that was a fun time. So
Yeah.
that was a really special day. And then after
oh yeah,
after he proposed, we went back to my parents' house, and there was an engagement party, I guess. It was a complete surprise, so that was
Yep.
really special.
Yep. My
So-
my friends were there, and my family and her family, and like it should, like we were talking about earlier, like both of our families just think the world of each other. Like my parents love her, like so happy that, you know, she's gonna be part of our family now, and that party was a really special time for everybody.